guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, hello, I'm Ashley and I run Ashley Eats. I create recipes, I try new things, like now that I'm vegan, I try new vegan snacks and just little things that I find either online or in my grocery store, or even like new things that people are putting into the fast food world and things like that. So if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you guys don't miss a video. And yes, let's get into the video. So today I'm going to be making vegan fried rice. I've been making this even when I wasn't vegan and didn't realize it is vegan. So usually fried rice has egg in it, so there's no egg in this recipe, but we replace it with vegetables. And yeah, it's a really good recipe. You can make it because it's not a lot of ingredients at all. So if you're kind of budgeting or you can't find certain things in the grocery store, because right now times are just crazy and there's literally nothing at the grocery store anymore, I bet you that you could make this recipe and that you can find these ingredients literally anywhere. And yeah, let's get into the video so I can show you how to make this good fried rice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start prepping my vegetables. This is honestly up to what you can find in the store. My vegetable fried rice is not always like this, and you can go with kind of whatever vegetables that you like. But right here, I just have some chives left over from a recipe I did. I'm just gonna chop them up really quickly. Want a small mince with these. Perfect. Put those to the side. Next, I have a half of a small onion that I'm just going to dice up. And honestly, if you're making a lot of fried rice, you can just double this recipe and you can use a full onion. Or if you like onion a lot, then you can use double the amount of onion. And again, I'm just going to dice this very finely, just so we don't have big chunks of onion. Next, I'm going to wash this small carrot. I'm going to wash it, and then I'm going to grate it so we have small pieces of carrot in our fried rice. So I'm just going to cut off the ends of my carrot just because you don't want that part in there. After that, I'm going to take, it's kind of like a medium size shred, and just shred it down. And that's about good. So I just use kind of half of this, but again, like if you like more of a certain ingredient, you can always add that. It's honestly just up to you. And what I'm gonna do, a pro tip that I have is when I'm prepping my vegetables, I kind of just put in like kind of like a container, like what I'm gonna saute together, so the onions will slowly be alone when I saute them. And then I like to put my carrots and my chive in one because they could be cooked together. So I'm just gonna put them all in the same. My onion to the side. And you can just snack on this while you're cooking, or you can save it for another recipe. Next, we have our celery. I'm just gonna use one stalk. Okay, this one came off of me. So I'm just gonna wash this, and then we're going to dice this finely. Okay, so I don't really want this big piece right here, so I'm just going to chop it off. This is a big piece, so I'm going to cut this in half. And like I said, you just want it very fine. Chop off the unnecessary parts. Again, chop small. And you're gonna have kind of small pieces right here, but I'm gonna go even a step further and start to mince it. This part is completely optional. I just don't like big celery chunks in my fried rice. But I mean, if you like celery and the taste of celery, then by all means you can go right ahead and just leave it where I had chopped it before. But I do not like the taste of celery. And this will basically cook down with all the other vegetables, where it'll get seasoned and you can't really tell. Okay, and this can go right in with my carrots. Perfect. Next, I have some mushrooms, and these are just white button mushrooms. You can use any mushrooms you have or that you personally like. I'm just gonna wash off about 4 to 5 mushrooms, and then I'm just gonna start slicing. And these, it's up to you how you want to slice it, but I kind of like to have like these big chunks of mushrooms in my fried rice. But if you want them small minced, then go right ahead. This is just my preference. Okay, now that these are all chopped up, these are just gonna go to the sides because this will be cooked separately than everything that I have cut already. And that's about all the prepping. All I have to do is just grab 2 garlic cloves and just chop those up. Alright, now that we are done with our garlic, I'm going to put this right in our bowl with carrots, celery, and my chives. And we are all done with our prep. The only thing that I have on the side is I have some kale, and I'm going to add that towards the end of our fried rice recipe because it's going to be a substitute as like the filling where you would have chicken or protein like tofu. So I'm just going to add the kale at the end. And so the cooking process is going to take like no time at all. It's going to happen actually very quickly. So you just want to be quick about it just so your rice and your vegetables don't burn. I'm just going to start off with about a tablespoon of oil to the pan, or the pot in this case. I'm just using a pot, but if you have a wok or anything deep, this is perfect for cooking fried rice. So the first thing that's going in is our onion. We're just gonna let this saute for a few seconds. And at this point, your heat should be on high. You're not really looking to caramelize them. You're just kind of looking to get them a little toasty. So after our onions in there, a very good tip is to put a little bit of salt just so they wilt. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. And this just allows the water in the onion to seep out. This is the perfect time to add the other vegetables. I have my garlic, my celery, my chives, and my carrot in here. And this is what it looks like when everything is combined. We're just going to let this kind of saute for about 2 to 3 minutes just so everything blends and cooks very nicely. So everything cooks nicely and it gets toasted, and then after this we just add the rice. After letting this saute, I'm just going to add a little bit more oil, about another tablespoon, because at this point we are just going to add our rice. And we want the oil to coat the rice so it gets toasty. Now, this step is very important. I never cook fried rice without the rice being already made, and I put it in the fridge overnight, or at least overnight. And this makes it so that the actual rice is cold, and that way it can toast a lot better than a already made rice, because it's a little sticky when you make it. And this part is just very crucial because it'll allow the rice to toast a lot more evenly. So right here I have about 3 cups of cooked white rice, and I just use jasmine rice. because I kind of always have that on hand. You get all the chunks to kind of, you don't want a big chunk of fried rice. And all I'm doing is mixing it with the vegetables and the oil. And at this stage, your rice, when stirring it, it should end up being yellow because of all the vegetables and the oil that you're stirring it with. If it's not yellow, you did something wrong. Want it to get nice and warm. Like I said, this rice is cold, so you need to just make sure you warm it through. And this next step, I'm just going to add like a little bit of garlic powder and soy sauce. The biggest mistake I see people do, and it's like Americanized fried rice, is people use sesame oil, fish sauce, all the seasonings you could ever think of. When it comes down to a fried rice, soy sauce is the only ingredient you need, and that's what I truly believe. If you can make a good fried rice out of literally just using soy sauce, like, that's all you need. It definitely does not just taste like rice that you put soy sauce in. So in this point, I'm just gonna put my mushrooms in because I want them to just kind of warm through. And I'm just going to add a little butter on top. About a teaspoon. And that's just going to help the mushrooms cook. I'm just going to stir it around with my rice. Like I said, it's only been about like 5 minutes. If you really need a quick meal, a quick dinner, this is the way to go. You get your vegetables, you get your carbs in here. Okay, now that our rice is kind of toasted already, we are going to add our soy sauce. So I just use this one. It's honestly up to you. I like this one because it's gluten-free, and I'm telling you, there's a difference. I love eating gluten-free soy sauce when I eat sushi, anything. Like, I just taste the difference between that and just regular. So here, I'm just adding about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm stirring it together. Have any white chunks, just chop them up so that that rice can get the flavor. At this point, you're just kind of looking to make sure that all your rice granules look a little brown, because if they don't got no flavor. To add some sesame seeds right now. They'll just toast up a little bit, and then you can use some for topping if you'd like. But again, this is optional. If you don't have sesame seeds, it's not going to really change much of the flavor. Cooking is just always look at your rice. So it kind of looks a little pale right now, so I'm just going to add just a little bit more soy sauce. So after this, I'm just going to taste it to see where I am. So it tastes really, really good. But I am just going to add a little bit more garlic powder. I'm going to kind of just let this sit so there's kind of like a crust at the bottom. I'm just going to let that sit for about a minute or two. After you let this sit, I'm just going to throw my kale in here. This is about, let's say, 2 cups of kale. This is right at the end because kale will wilt very quickly. I'm just gonna toss it around. You can already see it's getting super shiny. It's cooking down already. So I'm just gonna let this sit here and wilt for a minute or two, and then we will be done. There is my vegan fried rice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for all your love and support, and I'll see you guys next week.